What is up, everybody? It's your boy Gold Mouse back at it again with another one. I know you missed me. I took last week off. It was my son's second birthday, but I am back at it, hitting it hard again with this week's chapter review, chapter 297. And if you saw the thumbnail, you know some stuff went down. I've got some crazy theories, got the crazy hair for the crazy theories. We're gonna pop into it. So, by the title of this video and the thumbnail there, I'm sure you are interested in hearing all about why I believe that Denki Kaminari's mother is in Tartarus, is a criminal, and I've got some stuff to back that up. That was on in this chapter, and there's some stuff that's now clicking that happened back in the day. Got all of it right there. I'm gonna share it with you, but we gotta get there. We gotta start at the beginning of the chapter, work our way to it, spend some time on it while we're there. Let's dive in. So, this week picks up exactly where we left off 2 weeks ago, when All For One stated that they were going after his body. Of course, we know right now All For One is still working Shigaraki like a puppet, so that's not too great for him, but for All For One, he's about to have two bodies. Super pumped about that. So what we know right now, as it starts out, is that basically they are diving at Tartarus. Shigaraki / All For One, Shigaraki for one is what we're going to call him. Shigaraki for one is now headed towards there with the Nomus, right on the back of the flying Nomu, while the rest of them are basically attacking the Tartarus prison. And at first, everything's looking great for Tartarus. You know, the defenses are holding very well. They've lost. They show where they've lost a few of their guards, but it's looking good. All For One himself states that they would not be able to do this. If they were just coming out from the outside, it wouldn't happen. But then he says, luckily, he's got a coordinated attack from the inside as well. And then we see from outside of one of these cells, electricity bursts forth and connects from that cell to all the other cells around. Now, before this, prior to this electricity popping out, we do get a scene of all the current known villains that are in Tartarus. We see Muscular, Moonfish, Overhaul, Stain, of course, All For One. Just basically, we see all the ones that we know of at this point. Well, the electricity flashes through the cell, pops out, boom, shows everybody's breaking out. One of the guards states that there was an EMP. They were struck by some sort of EMP. And then we see several of the inmates escaping, and we see this woman, okay? This woman with, and now it's a manga, so of course it's not colored, but we see her hair. It's a lighter shade, or excuse me, dark at the base, and it's got lighter highlights. She is the one with the electrical quirk, which right away is not revealed. She's just one of the people in the outbreak. But she then goes and uses her electricity to break out Overhaul, whose cell did not open in the original EMP. So she showed up there using electricity to open his cell. He runs off, calling out for his boss. Still ain't got no hands. Rough life for that guy, but he kind of deserves it. Hashtag love Ari. Sorry. Hashtag love you, Ari. So we see this woman with the highlights and the facial features that are very similar to one of our Class 1A students, using this electrical quirk to break him out. Not that is all we really get to see of her. We get to see basically a screenshot of her face. We get to see her using the electrical ability. Not a whole lot of dialogue. She mentions that quirks are no longer responding to the system. The system is no longer responding to quirks, which means that the EMP worked enough to where all those turrets and everything that normally would go off and murder everybody who escapes are not working. Guys, it's Kaminari's mom. I know a lot of now I get right now not a whole lot of evidence to that, because a woman with electrical quirk with dark hair with highlights broke out of Tartarus. I mean, it's not a DNA test. I get that, okay? I get that. I've got other things, okay? Listen. Are you listening? Are you listening? Listen. Okay. So, who all remembers, show of hands, back in the day, whenever the whole focus, the buzz that was going around the My Hero fan base was that there was a UA traitor. There was a traitor in the class. A lot of people had different theories on who it was. A lot of people thought it was Hagakure. Her last name gives me troubles. But Toru, some people thought it was Denki. But there was never really any proof or never really thing. Nothing really ever came of it. To the point, I think it was briefly mentioned that they no longer thought that there was a traitor. But Denki was one of the major suspects because of his quirk and the things that it was capable of, the information that was stolen from the school. There was someone who would be able to get that information, would be someone who had like access to electricity, that type of thing, espionage, whatever, great. During the, anyway. There's other things that I could dive into, but it's less, it's like, okay, I want to dive into it anyway. Okay, so during the USJ, the original, when the League of Villains first attacked, Denki fought, and he fought to protect Jiro and Momo, but he said he could not use his electricity to contact the school, that there was another electric user jamming the signal, right? Another user jamming the signal. So once the electrical user is actually beaten, he still never contacts the school. Ida's the one who goes and gets All Might. Now, the general excuse for that is that at this point, he's already fried himself. He's all, way, or whatever, you go, goof face Denki. But what if, hear me out, he was working with the League of Villains the whole time? What if he could have done it, but he chose not to? Now, it's a big what if. A lot of people love Denki. I love him too. Cool guy, funny guy. But what if he has a dark side? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, his mom's obviously a criminal. Well, his mom, I think it's his mom, and hopefully I've convinced some people. But that's not all. That's not all, guys. That's not all. Okay. So, who else remembers his signature? He throws his hand up in the air in the L shape whenever he just attacks. He looks trying to look all cool with a superhero pose. What is that L, you may ask? What is it very similar to? His little hand sign? To the hand sign of the Paranormal Liberation Front. Okay? I'm just saying. What if, hear me out. Now, this doesn't support as much my little USJ tangent a moment ago, but what if Denki's mom was a member of the Paranormal Liberation Front, right? So she owes to Tartarus because she's caught doing whatever she's doing. It's probably something illegal, using electricity. All right. He lives with his father. Don't know who his father is. There were some theories that the guy who worked for Overhaul is his father, which would also kind of lean over to why she would go and save Overhaul, even though Overhaul has no attachment to All for One or anything like that. I'm just saying, little sprinkles, little truth sprinkles, little suspicion sprinkles. Anyway, his mom would say, okay, this is all theory at this point, but his mom works for the Liberation Front, okay? She's caught, thrown in Tartarus, whatever. She's in Tartarus. Fast forward, Shigaraki basically takes over the Liberation Front. Shigaraki is now in close talks with All for One. They were working together for a long time behind the scenes that we did not get to see. So it is possible that through the Liberation Front connections, All for One used unnamed electric prisoner woman / Mama Kaminari to break out of Tartarus through that Liberation Front connection. Now, since at that point they are allies. Now, so that's why it doesn't exactly support the USJ thing, or where Denki was working with them from the beginning, because Shigaraki didn't start working with the Paranormal Liberation Front until later. But it's something. It's a little something. It's enough to cause suspicion. And I'm sold on it. So as you can see, I was super excited about it. Like, as soon as I saw her after the electrical, and I saw her actually using the electrical ability, I was like, that's his mom. It's over. That's in my head. It's done. That's what's happening. That's how it is. No questions. But of course, it is at this point just a theory. Nothing is confirmed. But there's reasonable doubt, right? I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks it's possible. That there's enough to craft. I've seen fan theories and film theories based on less. Okay, I've seen it based on less. I mean, come on, they look similar hairstyles, similar quirks. My theory of how things played out works. Former Liberation member, All for One now controls the Liberation Front through Shigaraki, gets in contact, bing, bang, boom. Kaminari's mom's a big villain. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments. But, chapter's not over. Okay, so, they end up breaking, she breaks Overhaul out, last we him. Then they're all meet up on the outside. Muscular, we see Muscular, Moonfish, Shigaraki, and All For One, his body, back talking out of his own body again, completely free, holding a guard and a turret for some reason. But he's out. He's free. He did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he claims that he is going to be the Demon Lord Reborn. So it is not looking good for Japan, not looking good for our heroes. And I am looking forward to next week's chapter. Now, before we close out this video, two more things I want to touch on besides, the big Kaminari's mom's a criminal, write it down. I said it first. I might not have said it first. There's probably other people who have the same theory, because if I saw it, somebody else had to have seen it too. But two other things. Do you guys remember the hat guy who turned people into meatballs from the licensing exam? Personal licensing exam. Number one, he went to that high school, Shinjetsu High School, because he liked the hat, because the hat and the uniform is similar to the Tartarus Guard uniform where his dad works. In the beginning, we do see someone who has similar hair, a covered eye, so a similar facial structure and hairstyle to Meatball Guy from Shinjetsu High School. And I'm sorry I don't remember his name as I'm filming this video. I looked it up before the video so that I could remember it, and I am blanking. I will put it above my head right now. So he might be dead. Meatball Guy might have lost his dad. Sad life. Hashtag sorry, Meatball Guy. It's rough. I apologize. Another thing to mention, now that All For One is out, and he's given All For One to Shigaraki, or a version of it, I guess, is it like One For All, where once somebody new has it, it dies out in the person before? Or we have two people now walking around who can just yank quirks out of people? And if that's the case, could they yank the quirk out of each other? I mean, Shigaraki right now, his body's falling apart, so nothing good is happening for him. But something to think on. But not as much as I'll be thinking on the fact that Denki Kaminari's mother is a criminal. Allegedly. So, looking forward to next week's chapter. Looking forward to this Wednesday's character development video. It's going to be good. Who's going to be on? I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise. So, hope you're looking forward to that as well. I have decided I am going to branch out. I know I said originally in the beginning of my channel that I was going to be doing anime and manga alongside of My Hero Academia, and I've only done one video about something outside of My Hero Academia. That was my Shikamaru video from a while back about how he's the GOAT of the Naruto series. I am actually going to follow through with that. My character development videos from now on are unless, well, they're not going to be about My Hero characters. I am going to sprinkle them in there, but they are going to be, I'm going to branch out a lot more, get views of a bunch of different anime, a bunch of different characters, that type of thing. This week's episode will be about a different anime's character, so hope you guys like it. Also hope you like this video, that you like my theory, and that you like my face. It makes me feel good when you comment and you subscribe. I want to get those subscribe numbers up so I can share with more of you, build a community here. Like, subscribe, comment. You're awesome. This was a pleasure. As always, adios.